Gentle light breaking the darkness. Your smile brings hope to the entire world.
Guys, for the full moon Tsukuyomi superior ride! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy TrueChampionSteven, and we are back with another Vanguard Zero video for you guys. And today I'm bringing you guys my first updated deck list, I guess you can say. I don't really update deck lists if I post them once, because I give you guys so much information, and it's very rare that like the same kind of deck is played after new support releases. But we have a very special case today. I will be giving you guys my updated Tsukuyomi deck list for the new set 4 formats. And honestly, I was right in putting this deck as one of my tier 1s back when I did my tier list video, because frankly, after playtesting with this a little bit, it's honestly still one of the most powerful and kind of threatening decks, honestly, in the format right now, and I'm really excited for you guys to see this list. If you guys are excited for this list and want to see more videos like this from me in the future, please be sure to let me know that by leaving a like on this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that bell for notifications, so that way you guys know when my videos go live for you. I think something like 70-ish% of you guys aren't actually subscribed that watch these videos, so just know that I do post videos 3 times a week. I do all kinds of TCG related content here on the channel, and if you're interested in that kind of stuff, just remember that subscribing is always an option. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this deck list. Alright guys, here we are in my deck builder. This is my Yuri, also known as Tsukuyomi deck list for Oracle Think Tank right now. Here it is. Now, really quickly, before I explain all the card choices and what's different about this list, I want to quickly note that there is another very viable OTT deck right now called Scarlet Witch Coco, also known as Witches or Soulless OTT. And the reason why I find Tsukuyomi is a stronger or just better version of OTT right now isn't because it just does all around better things than Coco. They both kind of do similarly the same things, just in kind of an opposite way. While Soulless OTT wants to have no soul in order to proc its effects and draw cards, Tsukuyomi or Soulful OTT wants to have a full soul of like 6+ cards to enable you to then use other skills like Tikitsuhime, like your drawing cards abilities, like your red eyes, like your angels, stuff like that. And so in that regard, they're pretty equal. The where Tsukuyomi shines though more than Coco, however, is the ability to stack and superior ride. You have inherent plussing as well as an inherent mechanic towards your late game that gives you an extremely unfair advantage against your opponent if you get to that far. And with the digging power that this deck has in Zero right now, it's honestly a given that you're gonna get to your stack almost every game. So while Coco and Tsukuyomi have the same kind of consistency as one another in drawing cards, and Coco might be in theory a more consistent deck because it relies on, less of a gimmick like superior riding than say Tsukuyomi does, that gimmick or ability to superior ride enables Tsukuyomi to have a much more powerful late game and just an overall kind of unfair advantage over its opponents that Coco just doesn't have. And I think with all these factors in mind, this makes Tsukuyomi the best OTT deck within the foreseeable future for Vanguard Zero. All right, now that I got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about some of the new cards, some of the things that I changed from my last Tsukuyomi deck list. So not much has actually changed. However, the grade 2s and grade 1s are almost exactly the same. I just switched over to a 3rd Blue Eye over the 3rd Gemini, and I'll explain why in a second. The real difference here is the grade 3. So set 4 gave us this brand new card called Gentle Jim, whose effect reads like this. Vanguard Rearguard, when this unit attacks, you can attack anything, Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from your hand to have one of your other units get power plus 3k until end of turn. This enables us to make Silent Tom an 11k attacker, which if he's boosted by a 7k or an 8k makes him 18 or 19, thus enabling him to hit over cross-ride numbers. So if we fight against a dope deck, or if we fight against an MLB deck or a PBO deck, and they're at 4 damage, and you hit them with the Gentle Jim, you can actually boost your Silent Tom to hit 18, so if they don't get a defensive, you can then hit them for 5. Therefore, you win the game. Even if Gentle Jim hits a rear guard, and then your Vanguard hits them after being boosted, boom, Tom can now swing in for the kill. This allows you to play around those pesky, just like natural 5k boosts that cross-ride decks have to try and stop your killer Tom combo, thus enabling your win condition to shine even more. And with the ability to manipulate triggers, you can even plan around them getting a defensive trigger, because you can be 18 boosted to 23, which then lets you hit them even if they get the defensive trigger on 4 damage. This allows your kind of killing Tom combo to be almost a guarantee at this point, which is honestly super cool. Also, a thing to note is that we are playing 5 stand triggers, and in like the mid game, if you make Tom 11k by himself before he swings, so you can like swing with a Tom unboosted, deal a damage, swing your Vanguard, attack, deal a damage, restand the Tom with a stand trigger. If they're at 5 damage and you can still hit them with a Tom, they just lose. So you can even kill them at 3 damage now a lot more efficiently, which makes the deck just kind of super wombo sometimes, which is kind of crazy. One other thing to note is that I did change the kind of trigger like choices here. Now that we have only 3 EOs and 2 gyms, we can actually make it to where our Tsukuyomis are our draw triggers, which is really nice because when you want to keep your Tsukuyomis in hand at the beginning of the game, you're not sacrificing any mid to late game pressure by, you know, keeping a stand trigger in your hand, but it's a draw trigger, and the deck draws so much anyway, keeping draw triggers in your hand isn't really the biggest deal in the world. Other than that though, there are some other cards you can play, like Fabled Angel, who's the grade 2 clone of Blue Eye and Secretary Angel. The reason why I'm choosing to play Red Eye is the deck isn't the most consistent thing in the world. Like, you have to get your right chain, otherwise the whole deck doesn't work. So enabling yourself to kind of, you know, have a little margin of error is the Red Eyes. So this allows us to soul charge in case we don't get our grade 3 Tsukuyomi and still enable that 6 soul, so that way we can achieve all of our important skills like drawing cards and digging through our stack. I will say, however, this is the worst grade 2 in the deck. If you want to make this a Fabled Angel, I don't think you're wrong. I just think you're a little less consistent. But if you want to sacrifice a little less consistency for the objectively stronger card, I would not judge you for that. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the deck. If you have any questions for me, please, I will refer you to the previous video that I made about Tsukuyomi. I go way more in depth in like the combos, how the deck works, all that fun stuff. But this is really just like an updated version of the deck with the set 4 cards for the set 4 meta, in case you want to try and use this deck against like the big 3. But I will say that if you have any extra questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the mornings, and I would love to hang out with you guys and answer your questions live there. But with all that being said, grab your notepads, folks. Let's head over to the ranked ladder. All right, guys, here we are for game 1, fighting against, Kagero. So this is the matchup that I think is like the worst for Tsukuyomi right now, because like grade 1s are your most precious resource in this game in general, but that's even more so for Tsukuyomi because you need to conserve as many boosters as possible in order to achieve any sort of late game pressure against your opponent. And when you cannot create pressure with this deck, you will get into a state where you're just going to lose, and that's never fun. But let's see what happens here. So far, our hand is not the best, but it's okay. Well, there goes a grade 2 and a grade 1, which isn't the best thing that we want to see for our Tsukuyomi right chain, but we do have the Red Eye to kind of make up for maybe not getting the grade 2 or the grade 3. But I do want to see at least one of the other pieces to do something. Preferably the grade 2, because the grade 2 enables all of your other skills to proc, which is super useful. All right, so we have a heal, a draw. Ooh, but our stack is pretty awesome. A 2, and then a stand. So our stack is actually pretty solid. We have a heal and a draw, the bottom 5 cards. 27 away. There is a thing, Gojo. He's moving that there. Interesting to see. Maybe he wants to be a bit of aggressive on his turn 2, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like his reasoning for that. Heal trigger wasted. Feels bad, but we have a guaranteed heal pretty much in our stack. So, yeah. Like, you know, it could be worse. Alright, there's another grade 1. That's pretty cool. Alright, show me the grade 2, and there's that. So that's awesome. So we can have a guaranteed 6 soul, I think, this turn, which is super solid for us. We're going to go ahead and have another 4 card deep, so it'll be 9 cards, 18 cards away from our soul. I like checking these ones during my turn versus during my opponent's turn, so I can watch my opponent and what they're doing. Another stand trigger, so we have a double stand trigger in our stack as well, which is super nice. And then a 1. Cool. Now, do I be aggressive this turn? I could. I could very well be aggressive this turn. I could even call the Red Eye, attack, gain power. Ooh, I could do a lot of aggressive things this turn if I really wanted to. Is that worth it to me? I think, given that I might be grade locked next turn, there's no point in being aggressive now. It'd be better to be aggressive on the following turn. But what I will do, though, is get my guaranteed Red Eye, as well as the grade 1 behind my Vanguard. This seems like not like an overextension by any means. Plus, digging 1 card deeper into the stack is just nice. Lets me get there faster. Another grade 3 gone, and another heal trigger gone. Always love to see that. Should have given the booster to my rear guard instead of my Vanguard. Gotten a heal trigger out of the deal. Speaking of heal triggers getting out of the deal, my opponent just got very lucky. So why even bother being aggressive there, Steve-O? Why even bother, right? We also got a grade 2, I think, going to the bottom as well, right? I just drove check that. Yes, that was grade 1. Okay. 10 cards away from the stack. Cool. 16 cards. Ooh, SP striking. Ha, love to see it. Burning Horn Dragon. Makes sense. So that's why he called the Conrad to the rear guard circle, because he knew he wasn't going to be, you know, attacking with his Vanguard, so he wants to make sure that any boosters he gets goes to his rear guards. Makes sense, but no damage this turn for us. Really nice to see, given that, you know, I am grade locked. Lets me have more turns. Oh, good to see a Tom. All right, got the full moon Tsukuyomi. Nope, just five cards deeper. Luckily, though, we do just get to like, check again next turn, so it's kind of okay. And getting closer and closer to our stack just by pure skills is pretty nice, I guess. I think we're actually going to get a trigger this turn, too, so I might play for that. But what I will do, though, is just go like this. Yes, sorry. I forgot I have to, like, let them know that I'm not writing. But I'm like, I have no grade 3, you should know, game. And if I get a stand trigger, I can push for another damage, which would be super nice. But I think all my stand triggers are on the bottom of the deck now. Oh, there's a draw trigger. I mean, good, but also bad. Good, but also bad. That's another, you know, grade 2 Tsukuyomi gone. But now we're 13 cards away from the stack, which means next turn will be 8 cards away from the stack, at least. Plus damage. And another heal trigger for our opponent. Oh my god, this game is going to go super long. I can already tell you now, these early heal triggers for my opponent is going to make this game last forever. However, them not being at 2 damage means they can't ride strike in and then swing twice with a crit, which is nice. It will take crit damage no matter what, though. It does suck, but it's okay. Could be worse. I would have taken it either way, right? It's the same thing. Just, I'm not grade 3. I'm not grade 2, which sucks, but it's okay. It's just like they went first. Tejas, all right, and then a dual axe, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, first that board looks kind of weird to me. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's all right. Not using the Conroe still is interesting, but like, you know, they're playing against Oracle Think Tank, so they know digging for a PG isn't necessary. If they want to like cycle back their heat nails, that could be a cool use for it. Oh my god, another draw triggers. That means we only have one Goss the Full Moon left in our deck. Only one is left in our deck, team, because we know one's in the bottom that we can't get to. So hopefully we don't damage check it here. That'd be huge. That's a third heal trigger. Look, you can see all 3 of them. Oh my god, that's so funny. All right, but let's see if we get it in these next 2 damage checks. We did not. That's huge. That means we have a very high chance of seeing it in these next 5 cards because we know it's not in the bottom like 14, 15 cards, which is nice. All right, got the full moon Tsukuyomi up here. Yes, and there she is. Oh, I had 2 left. But I thought, oh my god, I'm back to my stack already. That's the draw trigger in my stack. So did I see a heal trigger there in those bottom 5 cards? I think I did. If I saw a heal trigger there, then I definitely know I'm in my stack already. I did. Yes, so we're back at it. So we just put... So those 2 are gone. So our next 2 cards are 2 2s and then double stand. Okay, cool. So we have a 2, a draw, a 2, and a heal. Okay, so that's our stack. So we're going to have 2 2s on the next 2 cards. So that's what we're going to draw off of this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to call this Blue Eye. Activate the skill of Tsukuyomi only once. Get 2 grade 2s into my hand, then get double stand trigger this turn. I'm going to play for that double stand trigger. It's going to be super hot. Knew it. Let's go ahead and put... Wow, my hand's awesome. I already have a booster on the other side, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this card. I don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and call this. I'm going to go ahead and call... this. I'm going to... I probably should have called this here and then called that there. Yes, that was a misplay. It's okay. It's like it's the same thing given the way I'm going to attack. So it's fine. I just do attack with my Vanguard first now instead of attack with this at this. I'll swing this at the Vanguard and then swing this and then restand. Yeah, okay. It's the same thing, really. It's just more awkward. Should have called this over here and then called that by itself. That's okay. Go like that. Stand trigger number 1. Sick. Stand and power. This is the one I want to make sure I restand first in case I don't get double stand. But I did. Cool. Knew it was coming. Awesome. And then off that blue eye boost, I'm going to draw a grade 1. It might be a boost. It might be a PG. It could be actually. And then if we don't see a defensive here, boom, another damage, evening us back up to 4. He has 2 cards in his hand. We have, but he gets the, of course he gets the defensive, so it's fine. It's no big deal. I'll still attack just to cycle and put cards back in the bottom if I need more cards at the bottom. But I do have 3 PGs in my hand, so we're super chill. I actually might put a Tom back. Yeah, I'll put a Tom back over the 1 because I want to keep that in my hand. If we would have been able to push him to 4 damage this turn, we could have just won the game next turn, in theory, which would have been super nice. Because I would have actually, I think, been able to get a trigger off of a couple of shenanigans jigging into the stack. Because I have a stand trigger coming up, as well as a draw trigger. should have about 4 triggers in my deck now. 1, 2, 3, not 4. Because I soul charged them all my heals. I soul charged 4 triggers. I soul charged so many triggers. Heartbreaking. But he didn't get the cross ride though, so that's pretty huge. Do I have a Gemini left? I think I do. I have all my Geminis in there. Ooh, I think I can draw my Geminis off of my draw for this next turn, which means I will be able to get a Tom going for 16k. Super hot. I will sadly damage like a grade 2 this turn, which means I won't be able to have any good attackers besides like Tom or like double blue eye, which I'll do it. I won't like doing it, but I'll do it. He's gonna use Overlord's skill here, which, okay, he's gonna call that as well. Okay, I'm a little confused. I don't see what that does for him on this turn. It just basically means that his hand won't grow and he won't get triggers and his board is very sad. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, in high, given the circumstance, it'll be fine for him. But if I just got 2 grade 2s in theory, right, on my next turn, it would have been like no big deal. Also, if I had a defensive trigger here, he'd be so punished by this play. But I obviously don't because I know I won't get one, which is just frustrating. But like I have control of my stack, so like why wouldn't he assume that I have the ability to like get a trigger or something? I guess it's just weird to me to see this kind of play. I guess he forces out 2 PGs this turn versus 1, but like I feel like he was gonna do that anyway. I don't know. I'm just always weird. Like I'm always weirded out when people choose to do this like in this stage in the game. Like I understand if I'm at 5 damage why you do that, because then it doesn't matter. Like as long as you have like 4 attacks that hit me, then essentially, right? But like I'm very confused by that. Like if I could guarantee a trigger this turn, I could push for game in theory, right? Which I think I can because I just drew this grade 1. I'll draw these 2. I can guarantee a stand trigger, so I think I can actually guarantee game now. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and do that really fast. Yeah, I'll draw 1 and a 2. Hot, okay. And then I can put this blue eye in. We won't need it. And then what I can do is just call this here, call that there. Swing. Oh, I can't. Okay, so we have to. This will be a little. I'm gonna have to call over, or I can just like call this blue eye up really, but I'm gonna have to call over it, which is fine. It's no big deal, but it's what I'm gonna have to do. And then if I played Wise Man, this would be a lot better because it's a 10k. Oh wait, I can always just swing my Vanguard at it. No, because then my Vanguard won't be boosted. Well, then I can't boost with Tom first. I have to swing with Jameson first. So we're gonna go ahead and call you here, call Tom here, call this here. So we're not gonna go for game this turn. I can't, but it's cool. Let's draw the stand trigger. It's no big deal. I'll put it back to the bottom. Like this, and then I'll swing at the rear guard and make it no big deal. Or I may as well just swing at the Vanguard actually. Yeah, there's no point in not swinging at the Vanguard, right? I mean, I guess he could get a Berserk Dragon, and that would allow him to beat us. I don't want that. And I can easily get back to another Tom, because I know I have one within my deck, right? So yeah, I'm just swing at this. Plus, that thing can actually hit Tom, so get rid of it. Sure, he can just counter for another bar and then have that swing at Tom, but this forces him to kind of, like, play his resources and stuff. See what he's got. Plus, if he, like, drew into a Dote somehow, and then, like, got a draw trigger from the Dote, I want to play around in my opponent having every opportunity to beat me. And then next turn, I'll draw a grade 2, which will be great. Only attacker I need. And I won't be able to get any triggers, sadly, but I think I might be able to get myself... Actually, no, I'll draw this, draw that. Yeah, no 2s, but I think I have a PG that I can get off of the blue eye that I can grab, which would be super nice. Or did I soul charge my PG? I did soul charge my PG, I think. No. Did I damage like a PG? I did. There's the bar. There's his last heal triggers. That's good to see. And he has no intercept. So if we can just like deal, 2 more damage to him, he loses. We will die. No way to retire stuff. So we will survive this turn. I have a Gemini column. I'll draw a grade 2, so I'll have 3 attacks. If he does not get a defensive, we win, right? And that's the attitude. 7 triggers gone. Ooh, he has a very high chance actually to see it. He's got, what, 6 in his deck. I would say 5 or 6. Well, he just shuffled his deck. So 17 cards. 6 out of 17 cards. Very unlikely. I can... Ooh, in theory, could I? No, that's not smart, because I need to have a column that can hit. Yeah, so I'm going to go like this. So I think I might be able to get to a trigger, actually. If I get like a little bit lucky off this. Maybe... I think I overcounted a 1. I did. Okay, so I think our next card's going to be a draw trigger, actually. So I think regardless we win. It doesn't matter. He didn't get it, so we're cool. But he easily could have. But yeah, there was a draw trigger. So I was a card behind on my stack. Okay, cool. When you're wrong on your stack by a card, it actually pays off for you. That's awesome, team. Yep, then the heal trigger. I knew that was happening. Cool. Always love to see that. And we know he's out of heals, but PG, I assume? Yep. That's the only one, though, so we're going to go ahead and swing with this super buff baby and kill him. Yo, I want to see in the comments, super buff baby, all caps. You already know. Super buff baby. That's going to be game 1 against Kagero. My opponent kind of just like had a weird game, but they were very pressuring to us, and they went like kind of super aggressive, which I'm not a big fan of with Overlord right now. Unless you like want to play like a crit dope deck, that's the only excuse that I'd be like, okay, being aggressive is awesome. Otherwise, not a big fan of it. Let's go ahead and see another game with this deck. All right, guys, here we are for the final game, fighting against Royal Paladin. Okay, yo. If we fight against Kagero and Royal Paladin today, that's a very good showcase for this deck. I really would like that to happen. Oh my god, and Korin versus Yuri. Exciting. Battle of the waifus, I guess. I'll put these two back. Hand's pretty solid. It's good to get an actual good hand for once. All we need out is the grade 2. We can get out the right hand and just draw it. That'd be super nice. There's a wing called Brave there. Are we going first? We are. That's nice. And there's the grade 2. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it, guys? I got a good hand for once with Tsukuyomi. Isn't that crazy? That's a good ride as well for the superior ride. Get to keep the booster in my hand. There goes a PG. Ooh, that's not good for this matchup. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and pass. And then we're going to go ahead and go like this. View the log. I'm going to go ahead and mark this down here. We have a 2, a 1, a PG, and a draw. Nice. There's a Maroon. We go Brave goes back. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. This is actually an interesting thing that I want to point out. Because we went first, I will actually choose to attack my opponent's Vanguard and deal the damage, because I feel like this matchup is very much decided by how pressuring we are to the MLB player, because the sooner we get them to a scenario where Tom just wins the game, the closer we win. And MLB is not the most defensive deck in the world, and they have a bunch of heal triggers and stuff in their deck, so the sooner we like make it to where their ability to deck thin and get those heal triggers becomes a factor, the better, right? So I would actually choose to deal this damage. However, if you went second against MLB, I would advise you to not do this, because, you know, this forces them to have everything they need off the bat. And that's 2 superior rides in a row, ladies and gentlemen. Very good to see that. It'll allow me to be a bit more aggressive this turn if I want. I could in theory deal 2 damage this turn. I might just. All right, so a 2 into another draw, into a 1, into another 2. I actually think, you know what? I will be a bit aggressive this turn. I think it's worth it. I think it's fine. And I want to. Plus, I have like a really good hand to do it. And I doubt my opponent will want to be like, oh, let's retire his grade 2. His grade 1's in the back row. Let's do that. I severely doubt my opponent will want to play like that. I also have this. So I'm going to go ahead and use the red eye. So I can just like, if I get like a cheeky stand trigger, I can be like super dope and like get closer and closer to my stack, which is nice. Ooh, there goes a PG. Love to see it. Oh my god, another PG going to my... Oh my god, that's 2 PGs gone for us. That's not good. Very not good. Oh my god, that's 3 PGs that we just don't have access to. Actually, that's all 4, because we know there's another one in our stack. So all 4 PGs we will not have access to. So, and there's a heal for my opponent. So, I've instantly been punished by my need to be aggressive. Again, what's... Okay, first of all, and the last guy also got a freaking second damage heal. What is this? Like, every time I try and be aggressive with this deck, I just get severely punished. Is this a sign, Steven? Am I playing this deck wrong? I promise you guys, playing this way works. SP Alfred, that's hot. But, oh my gosh, this is just frustrating. And he's just going to swing on my rear guard. It's cool. Less damage for us, in theory, too. So I guess it's a good thing. But yeah, my opponent will most likely have everything they need this turn. If they get the Blaster Dark, we know they have MLB. If they get MLB, then we can assume they have Blaster Dark. And they actually didn't get anything with the Wingo Brave. So, okay, good. I'm actually not punished by getting the damage, because they just had everything. And there's 3 heals going to the bottom. Oh my god. Okay, so my stack, while it is great, means that my next few turns aren't going to be great. So that's not good, but it's okay. We have 3 heals in a row. Oh, we could triple heal against our opponent. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the saltiness that my opponent would feel? Oh my goodness gracious. Fun fact, I think we're to a stand trigger, so I think I'm going to play for that stand trigger if I can. I will play for that stand trigger, in a sense. Well, actually, no. It doesn't matter, because I'll be able to deal 3 damage anyway, but it's okay. Oh my god, that's another PG gone from them. So we will most likely not even need Tom this game, given that there's a stand trigger. I knew that was there. I'll stand this. There's no point giving it power. I'll give the power here just to guarantee that this can hit. So it's cool. Tom goes to the bottom. And then swing for 25, put him to 4 damage. So that's pretty hot. Next turn, we could just win the game with Tom and General Jim, guys. It's a fun fact. We could just win the game next turn, which is why I'm saying like being aggressive against this deck really kind of pays dividends for you, because in the early game, they don't really play rear guards, right? They save everything, so you can deal extra damage to them in the early game. You can get into this scenario where you can just like win the game on your next turn. And if they deal damage to you, you can just use Tsukuyomi to recoup all the resources you're going to need to go for your game-winning scenario. So while I may not have PGs, I don't need any yet, but I also have plenty of cards in my deck that can just be boosters or deal damage or increase Tom's power, or just better yet, be Tom's. So, while we weren't the most ideal in terms of defense, we were very ideal in terms of offense, which I think is more important in this aggressive matchup. 16 cards, we're 7 cards away from our stack. We'll be dealt 4 damage this turn, so what I say was, is it 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 15. So we're 7 cards away, 5 cards, 4 cards on draw. I could get straight to the stack if I wanted to, but it's no really good cards in the stack, and I know that means there's triggers in the cards that aren't the stack, so I may as well just like play with those cards instead. There's another stand trigger. I think there's only 1 stand. No, I think there's 0 stands in our stack, actually. 1 in my hands. That means we have a bunch of stands coming up, actually. So I can play, like, in a way that's, like, super aggressive, which is, like, really fun. And I'll enjoy it. But I have the Jim plus the Tom. So we have everything we need to just get everything we, to just win the game this turn, actually. Which is kind of intense. Like, you'd like to see it. I might not use Tsukuyomi's effect again. But I kind of should, huh? Oh, there's a heal. Oh, and then a stand. Oh, now I feel kind of stupid, but it's okay. I won't need this. I'll put this back in case we need to use it again. In case these 6 damage heals, right? Well, at this point, I may as well use it again because I know I won't get anything. And getting closer to my PGs is better than not getting to my PGs, right? There could be a draw trigger in these last 2 cards, but it's honestly whatever. Yeah, there it was. Okay. I'll just go ahead and soul charge that. Won't need it. But yeah, we just call General Jim. We call you. We swing at that. We use Jim. Give the power to this. Boom. Game's over. Select. Oh wait, sorry. Discard card from my hand. I was like, what am I doing? I'll discard this Jim. Like this is game this turn, right? That's 8. If he does not get a defensive trigger or a heal trigger, we win, right? And because I have 0 PGs and the ability to get any, I gotta go for this kind of play, right? So we're just gonna swing. Yep. There's the 2 and then a 1. Yep, and then a PG is the next card, so we won't be able to get any triggers to guarantee our damage, but he gets it's the defense and it's the heal. Oh my god. Oh, you're not serious. So even if I left, okay, what this means is I didn't misplay, because even if I left the draw trigger on my next 2 cards, he would have still, I wouldn't have been able to hit him with my Tom. And now I'll be able to use General Jim again, and so now we're not in this scenario where we can kill him at 4 damage anymore. So now everything backfired. But keep this in mind, guys. He had to heal twice to do this. This is a very unlikely turn of events. But there's nothing I could do about this. I think I still played correctly. If I had a PG in my hand, we would survive the turn and be able to just pressure him again if we wanted to. And I'll get draw triggers, and I'll draw into my PGs, and I have triple heal coming up soon in my stack. You know, like there's lots of things that I could do. But it's just very hard to get into this late game scenario with MLB, especially when you kind of have to play their aggressive game if you want any chance of beating them. Like, I have to play the aggressive game against them, otherwise they're just going to beat me before I can even get to a place where I can get to my stack. So that was a very frustrating loss, but you know what? I think I played it correctly. I think if you didn't get the heal trigger there, I would have won, right? Like, you know, it's one of those things, like, I did everything I could to get to a winning scenario. It just didn't happen because luck or because that's the way it is sometimes. But I still think I gave a good showing for the deck today. I think I showed off kind of what the new cards can do for you in scenarios where you need them. And I think this deck is pretty strong if you know what you're doing. This deck definitely takes time in order to kind of master and improve and just like get to a place where you can take on anything you want to. But I think it has its place. I think it has its good matchups. I think it has its bad matchups. And I think it has a way to play that keeps it very relevant and very good for the foreseeable future. But anyways, you guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Again, if you have any questions, don't wait for you to leave them down in the comments below. Or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, and I do all kinds of content over there. Come hang out with me. I do a lot of time in just chatting, and I would love to talk with you guys and answer some of your questions. But with all that being said, as always, I've been your True Champion Steven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well, and I will see you all next time. Peace.